It is a wild statement. When I started doing research and understanding my own junk and then trying to understand the impact of behavior on the psychology of a tiny person's brain, it literally broke me. And I did so much research. So I'm going to share what I learned with you, because then you can know it's not from me that I'm saying this, but it's from science-backed journal articles that have done research and have test cases, okay? I'll put all of the names of the journals and like the studies they did in the description, okay? Ainsworth et al. In 1978 did a study on children who didn't have fits and tended to suppress emotions. They tend to, those children, as they followed for research, tend to have an avoidant attachment as a result of trying to not receive rejection. What does that mean? You can do a whole entire study on avoidant attachment, but basically that means that they don't process their feelings, they suppress them because of their fear that if they show those things, they will not be accepted, and that begets them having the avoidant attachment, which has a whole different breakdown. Kiel and Buss, 2006, did research on children who exhibited high levels of behavior inhibition are more likely to have struggle now or struggle later with depression and anxiety, because suppression is done as a result of, again, feeling like they were in ever rejection, which equals them having distress. Okay, Ginsburg et al. In 2004 connect to a child behaving and parent relationship. So this connects between the parent's relationship and the child's psychology and what happens. And so when a parent tends to be overprotective or over-controlling, this relationship with the parent, it has the child to be more likely to suppress their feelings. As a result of that, they're more likely to have anxiety. Why would a parent being overprotective or over-controlling have them repress feelings? Well, when a parent is over-controlling, they're trying to get the kid to behave, right? And in order for a child to adhere to what their parent wants and to have less whatever, they have to adjust who they are to fit the narrative that is needed for the parents. But with suppression of emotion, it gets a higher likelihood of anxiety, according to the study, okay? There's also Founders in Psychology is a journal article. They did a thing about emotion suppression and how that's linked to suicide and suicidal thoughts and depression and adolescence. Another one that had a link to adolescence was Schmidt et al. In 2009. It talks about the connection of how a toddler and young elementary school child, how they're taught and how they relate with behavior and emotional suppression and how that connects to adolescence. So behavior inhibition in childhood and as a toddler, this lends towards a heightened sense of the threats and threat-related stimulus. So basically that means that as a toddler, when they're told to repress their behavioral inhibitions, they are more likely to be aware of the threats and the dangers around them. They are more likely to be in their fight or flight situation because they're constantly afraid of what's going to happen. When they're in that heightened state, they're in a place of distress for an extended time frame. When a toddler has that extended time frame, its effect and connection to its adolescence and what happens with that is that was the point of this. And there's a tendency towards social retraction, towards increased anxiety, and towards depression. Those are all things that have to do with behavioral inhibition. That is why I said when children are continuously well-behaved, they're not having fits, they're not acting like a child, they are emotionally and mentally unwell because they are not allowing themselves to express their feelings. Children tend towards, think about adults when they get angry. They punch a wall, they do something, they yell, right? Kids are the same way, except for they haven't learned how to emotionally regulate. That's part of what a parent's job is, to help them. But often when we're focused on behavior, we teach suppression versus regulation. And that begets me and everybody who else is like me having to learn this as an adult.